told my daughter I'm going to get that on air sign when I'm in the stream, so they come running in.
It's not plugged in, but I do have one.
No, my daughter's got a habit of running in the knock and just start shouting at her.
What if life was a bit less serious? And a bit more crunchy? Take a break with Cheetos Crunchy. Mouth-watering cheesy flavor with seriously satisfying crunch. Pick up a bag from your nearest convenience store today. It's not just a snack, it's a Cheetos thing.
Sorry to interrupt your listening, but it's time for a vibe check. New
I'm
Snapple
streaming already.
Oh yeah.
An ad interrupting your listening? Not a vibe. But an ad for new Snapple elements? Vibe adjacent.
Really?
New Snapple elements. The flavor burst. Tap advantage.
Let's do 15 first, and then we'll do 9. They're the same, both cotton anyway.
Yeah. Probably less. As I say, that Pheasant Taylor Lieberman being the biggest.
Go tell them to hurry up back there and quit.
To fill.
Oh, yeah, that one's got a problem. Hang on. You shouldn't release that one. You'll have to, Oh, you did get it to open, so it might work.
Yeah, I got it open. Good. Okay.
You're supposed to go first. That's what Hydra said.
Where are we going?
Because you're just because you're the biggest. Build 15. And have to go fast. Not OCD.
Okay. What difference does it make?
Should have whoever's slowest go first, which is, I don't know, one of us two, I suspect.
Watch the screen and not the stream.
Oh, and look who has arrived already, Mr. DJ Goham in the chat. We got a crossplay server here, and we got a boatload of contracts to do today. So we're going to see how many we can't get done. Through PC Magicry, you can get yourself a couple contracts to do on a server. You two wish you had that ability on console, get that many contracts?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, nice.
it's about when I first started playthrough. I like to do contracts to earn the money out from nothing, so I can start from like no money.
Yeah, and something like that, you know, pretty small quality of life thing, but it does make a big difference for how we play on PC versus what you guys can do. I mean, 3 is a big bonus from what you used to get, but I don't know how many we ever got now is better.
It'd take me a while to do that many contracts by myself, though.
It does take a few minutes to do that many contracts by yourself.
Good job we don't need the whole field, isn't it?
Oh, I'm roller shaming already.
Now I've got to drive off on a straight line.
Morning, Grizzly. Thanks for dropping in.
If only for GPS.
Appreciate DJ stopping in for a little bit as well. Always nice to have you.
I don't know about that red tractor pulling that green planter. It's gotta be bad luck or something.
I don't know, but I think I go faster than you.
Yeah, smidge. Slow down.
I had to slow it down. How fast did that thing go?
It's at 9 right now.
Okay, I backed it down to 9.
Okay, I'll wait till I catch up and then I'll back it down to 9.
Be great if I'd stop leaving bits.
Well, that's what happens when you're using failure equipment.
Oh, we're covering the spectrum of the big planters we got. You got the big blue one, I got the big green one, he's got the big red one. With 3 of them, that covers an astronomical amount of ground in a pass.
Far over.
I must take a picture.
I say DJ's probably watching thinking, I've got a planter that does that in one pass.
Or 100 miles an hour.
I think my 9 miles an hour might be a bit quicker than yours.
Oh, I tabbed out. Thanks, DJ. We'll catch you later. My 9 is set to 8 mile an hour.
Oh yeah, actually, yeah, I'm doing 8 miles an hour. Touches 8, 9.
Hey, let's get back up.
Starting to wonder now whether it was a good job you put so many contracts on.
I'm thinking 12's going to take a minute.
Well, the one we got to plant with sugar beets, hopefully we'll get to harvest it.
I figured you was going to say that. Looks good. 3 red tractors in a field. Looks nice. And they're all different. It's kind of interesting.
This is still my favorite out of the 3.
I would probably be in the favorite one of my 3. What the one I'm in? Hey, Carrie. What's going on, buddy? We're getting a little cotton planted. Getting some contracts done. I think if we was racing, Carrie, I think I'd be winning.
I'm not so sure.
Yeah. What tractor would win?
My top speed at the
Who owns
moment
the
with this
track?
planter is 11 miles an hour.
I think I can go 11.
Judging my, seeing as my 9's faster than your 9, I think my 11 might be faster. Then we got to slow down a little bit on the hill. Give me a photo finish, innit?
From the back.
Alright, you got a little more there. A few more holes or something.
Is that contract complete, or do we have to touch up these spots?
97%.
I'll touch up the spots, and you guys can just start on 9. It's the next one over.
Might need a seed tender.
There it is.
There you go.
Yeah, Carrie, some of these fields, particularly 15, I think 15's the worst. The contract,
Yeah, they did make that.
you gotta hit
Close.
all
Like a
the
lot of them
field.
are that way lately, though.
I don't know why you're folding up. We're here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but. Alright, what are we putting in 9?
Cotton.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Yeah, we might could use some sort of seed tendering device.
I'm on 67%.
60.
You did say cotton, didn't you?
I hope so. I didn't look, but I thought that's what it said.
Yeah.
No, Carrie, we actually got 3 farms set up, but we're just all on the same one today. And hello, Miss Wildstyle. So you can see there we got 3 farms set up, but I wanted to do everything on this farm today. The green farm already owns a little land, and we're about 150,000 short on this farm of owning some land, so I thought we'll just do it all here. Hey, Eric. Good to see you, buddy. Thanks for stopping in.
I think we did everything on the green farm last week anyway.
Yeah, we was on the green farm last week. I'm doing good, Miss Wildstyle. Welcome in, Kobe. Thanks for dropping in today. Man, I am missing loads. I think it's the guy in the front.
In front of your tractor, you mean?
Oh, you might go faster. I only go 10. I thought it went 11.
Get up to 11.
Well, that's... Now we know which one's fastest. It's the blue one. Must hold the most seed, too, I'm guessing. Trying not to catch my wing marker in the tree.
54%, just over 2,200 litres.
I'm trying to think of what we should use to get more seed.
I was using the first auger wagon
Oh,
the other day.
Work.
Almost in miles of a little bit. A little bit twitchy trying to get the triggers out, but they do work.
I like this map. It's nice. It's kind of got a different feel to it than some of the other maps we have out. The fields are awfully big, but they're a little bit interesting as far as trying to use AI on them. So it means you got to do a lot of work yourself. I don't know how the other guys, if they like it or not. I assume they do. They're still here, so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
We're into the same problem with contracts. And that's okay though, like I said, it keeps you busy and you still get things done. Just have to monitor the AI drivers and reposition them on occasion.
Now the auto drive, like sending them down the road to drive somewhere, the AI, that seems to work pretty well on this map. The little bit I've used it, they actually go down the road pretty well.
I'm quite liking it. I never played it in 19, so it's all quite new to me.
You know, maps like this with the bigger fields is nice for multiplayer too. And it's still got a few smaller ones, so if I don't have a lot of time, I can still hop on and do contracts on small fields.
It's hard to say if I have a favorite map or a least favorite map. I mean, haven't played enough maps to really have one. Hard to have a least favorite because it'd just be a map that I haven't played on.
Well, yeah, out of the maps you've played so far.
Good grief,
I quite like Calmsden. But at the same time, I'm new to multiplayer as well in 22, so I'm really enjoying the multiplayer. So sometimes it's not really about the map; it's about what's going on in multiplayer.
I liked Elm Creek a lot. You know, for actually a base map, Elm Creek's a really good base map. This map is good. Middlesbrough on PC is good. Westbridge Hills 2022, or Westbridge Hills 22, is, I think, a really good variant of that map. I think that's well done. Calmsden is pretty good. I think Riverview is a nice map. I didn't really get a chance to play on it, but it's got some nice things. PC Map World, we're finally starting to get some maps with some custom features and stuff, so wish I had time to play more of them, but I don't. Like, Hofbergman is an amazing map. That Hofbergman is a map that'll make you want to buy a PC.
Yeah, I had a look at that Bergman. I'm not sure if it's the map or just the features that I like.
Well, it's mostly the features. You know, the map is map. It's alright, but the features set it apart from anything else. I took the animals off of that map and I put them on Green River Valley, Nebraska. That's another good map. Elk Mountain is a good map. Wish I had time to play on it. It's kind of Western Wilds-ish. Just 4X version. Western Wilds is a nice map. I like it a little more than No Man's Land. I think it feels a little more kind of populated. You know, the little bit of action around outside the map makes it feel a little better to me.
Court Farms looks like it could be good. Saw the PDA today.
You can go on around Hydron. I'm gonna catch this a little bit here. And yeah, that map looks like it should be pretty good. I think that'll be the first kind of really proper, well done, small farm English style, UK style. So I'm trying to think of if we've got a really good one now. If it's got smaller fields like that, looks like it's gonna have.
Maypole Farm reminds me of a bit. Maypole was good. I think there's too many farms in it.
Yeah,
but a
little high on the slot count for console guys.
Yeah, I still think you could get away with it. But now there's been a few updates. You can edit a lot of the other farm. You can remove the manure heaps and remove all the walls and everything else, and just extend some of the fields if you wish, or use it for productions.
I'm gonna go get us some more seed because I'm at 8%. I got 275-ish liters left.
Just over 1,000.
Said you just used a small auger wagon last time?
Yeah, I was on Western Miles last night, and I'll tell you which one it was. Just that first one, not Bergman. The cheapest one.
I might use
But,
a Dimco because it's a little bit cheaper. Save a few dollars.
oh yeah, I don't know. We don't have those on the Western Miles map. Once you get used to the trigger, it should be fine.
You think I should fill it?
I'm holding
Okay.
up 4,000 or 5,000 liters. So.
I think it holds. Okay, I better fill it.
500 liters.
Worst case, we just keep it and just go from that. Oh,
Oh, I forgot to get it with the tar, but it's gonna get wet. Oh, it holds more than I thought, but I got us a good amount. We're gonna end up having to do some of them other contracts.
Yeah, it's all good. See, there was a lot of fertilizer contracts. Don't mind fertilizer contracts if there's no crop.
Yeah, it's a little bit easier to see. You get them in June and July, and the crop is tall as a tractor. It's a pain.
Those are. I really don't like those, especially when you gotta do it at night.
$200. That's the end of the pass.
Well, that worked pretty well. It's the right size tractor, Chris, when you're just using it for seed. But yeah, if one of you two drives that, doesn't have very good brakes for that thing.
Yeah, fine in the trailer.
So I think
Oh, you
part of
might
the
get in
brakes
about
are because it's they changed, you know, with the new system and the weight and everything. They changed the brakes. Because like if you convert something straight over, the brakes are awful. It's like you have no brakes. So I think that's part of it. These guys don't have it quite figured out yet.
I'm not sure it wants to fill this one.
Can't get it to fill that one. Filled this one.
Yeah, see, I do find when using these, or even the tenders, sometimes it's finding this trigger.
Did you open your cover?
Mm,
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
that,
there you go.
That's the way it was with that on that auger wagon. It's not enough brakes for that thing. Those don't need brakes because they don't go fast enough to need them. The farmall carry's got the squeaky brakes. Man, it's got to be done, don't it? It's done.
There you go. 12, wasn't it?
12, and I think it's sugar beets. Boy, somebody's gonna have a blast doing that harvest.
Tune in next week.
I realize your last one.
Oh, 12 is a big field, isn't it? We'll do better on the next field, Carrie.
Kind of hoping it would have been lined.
It is a little nicer when it's lined. A little easier to see.
Oh,
It's even worse when it's like the shallow cultivation and then you use one of these. You can't see it all. Man, this would be a painful harvest.
And we are all doing sugar beets.
This is a big field of sugar beets.
I know how long it takes to harvest this.
I'll let you go ahead and find out by yourself. Ooh, you must be, what are you doing, some remodeling,
Over
Carrie?
here.
Oh, good thing I didn't watch that other guy drive through the ditch. Oh, well, that's not near as fun, Carrie.
I guess you're not then.
No, I leave a gap here. Well, I don't know, Carrie. It's supposed to rise, and it looks like maybe it has there. Let me jump out.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I wasn't sure.
It's just hard to know where it's supposed to rise. Like, there's water here in this spot. Is there water here all the time? I don't have a clue. There should be water going that way, though. It's downhill.
If you want, I'll do this bottom right hand corner.
That's kind of what I thought, Carrie, but I haven't quite played enough and had enough rain to know what rises where.
little more water down this end by the bridge.
But do you know if it's there all the time?
I'm not sure these ones are. There's a few that are on the edge of the fields that are there most of the time. I think the ones that run through the fields. But it's only like these ones, I think, that flood. The ones that we were driving through before. That are flat. They don't.
Well, I can tell you when we finally get to buy some of these fields, some of them are going to go away. Then I guess if the water comes up in the field, the water comes up in the field. We'll just deal with that.
I don't think I ever even looked to see what the price tag is on this field.
Oh, it's got to be at least $1 million.
Probably more than that.
I'm just moving fast.
Here under 2.
It's going to be a while before we can buy this field then.
Probably.
Oh, a horrible amount. I'm going to say you can go ahead and skip it though. We should be alright. I missed that by a long way. Be easy if we had all had the same planner and we had GPS. Well, and maybe even with the different sized planners, you could set them up all close enough to run the same width. You'd be all right.
Eighteen to
Oh.
78 and 18.3.
Oh, the Jeep now.
Well, it's a good thing we got 3 of us on this one.
Oh yeah, we've got Isaac and I are jumping off now.
Okay. That other guy's so slow, I can't even see him coming across the field. There he is. Maybe I'll make a lap around your bit and then I'll follow him back down. Bit of lag there.
Well, pretty good so far.
What's your ping, Hydra? 90s?
No, it's orange. It's too far for me to see. I think that's it. I think that's 70 something. Low 70s.
That's not too bad.
Which is normally where I am. I play over here. It was the same with Frank and all that. So.
What's yours, Fezzik?
Around 60.
Geez, that other guy clear across the ocean's only 10 milliseconds worse.
Yeah.
I'm at a lovely 35.
Well, that's still quite high.
Seen any lag or had any issues, so.
When we were playing Compton, I used to sit around 20, 25. But that was, then again, saying that.
That was in
I'm
London,
probably a lot
wasn't it?
closer to
Yeah.
and I'm probably a lot closer to London than what you are.
Yeah, I'm still a ways from St. Louis.
In the UK, we're not far from anywhere.
I know, you guys give me a laugh every time somebody joins the Mr. CLEP server and they start asking where everybody's from, and everybody's like, oh, well, that's not that far away. Well, no kidding. Your island's not that big. Rain seems to be keeping the equipment clean.
Do your stuff around 9 a.m.
Well, I can speed it up till then.
I'm not going to make sense. We're on half time, so that's like 40 minutes from now. Imagine we won't rain the whole time.
There, I made it quicker. We'll do times 2. I do, and I just forget to change it back. I change it to 0.5 when I accept my contracts, because some of them, like the harvesting ones, they go away like nearly instantaneously. I need to start remembering to add easy dev controls and just pause it all together and let the contracts pop up. The sewing ones do the same thing. They go away so dang fast you can't even see what they have for equipment. Darn articulating tractors are hard to get to go at exactly 90. There's a farm that could buy Fendt tractors. We'll probably be on that one next week. It's got a little Ford.
I think it's just one of those things that I don't get nearly enough practice on. Typically, we don't use a whole lot of articulating tractors.
Yeah, they're a bit difficult, really.
I did discover today that there is a Big Bud in Michigan.
We're on game server here too, Carrie.
Let's see if I can go check
Used
that out
Farmer
sometime.
Klein's
Apparently, they have a
affiliate
plow
code
day
and
like in
link.
northern Ohio, and that particular Big Bud just drives across the state line to go to that. So maybe next summer I'll see if I can catch that.
You're more than welcome to hop on here if you want to sometime too, Carrie. I can get you hooked up. Chris is too cool to join us. Yeah, I think the days of a server for 19 are pretty well past. Carrie wants to help with the beet harvest. I think there's something wrong with all of you.
It's not hard. It depends how you do it though as well. You know, if I'm doing it solo, then set a worker on the harvester, and then just swap back and forth. But if it's the map's good enough, then you can set a worker to load and deliver. The only thing is you have to keep moving the harvester. Well, we
What are
did
these-
that potato harvest on Calmston, didn't we? A few of us there, that was alright.
Oh yeah, there was 3 of us on that. That wasn't too bad either. Still took us all morning.
11 hours.
Two of these contracts are planting potatoes. You don't
No,
have to
that'd
do
be fine.
those. You can cancel those. Or do them if you want. You can do whatever you want. I can tell you, I will not be doing them.
You got a way to buy potatoes, seed, or
You can use the buy all silo.
yeah, that's not so bad. You can just buy potatoes.
You could lease one of those potato auger wagons to have them out at the field too, I suppose.
Yeah, I've used the Roland one as well. The Roland one that lifts up and it will lift up, and as long as you lower the planter, it'll tip straight in the back of it. I think that only holds about 30,000 years. I'm gonna come along the south edge, I suppose, so don't get in your way. I've done this little corner.
So I'm going to run along the fence here. Chris, in 19, there's a guy that had quite a bit of Sputnik stuff, and he is bringing it forward to 22. He's working on it. Like texture arrays? I don't know anything about them either. Chris asks, what do we think? I guess I left my planner down. New crop is going to be in the expansion, and what do we wish it would be? I think it's going to be rice. If I had a wish, it would be peanuts.
I've noticed a lot of the new tractors and stuff are coming with rice wheels. Could be a good call. I don't know whether they would have the rice wheels anyway. Or, I don't know. Maybe carrots would be quite good, but with a proper carrot harvester. Not just using the beet harvesters.
Yeah, needs to have. We get a root crop, it needs to have a new harvester. I agree with that. Be nice.
I thought it was quite interesting the way they harvest carrots.
Now I have seen sugar beet harvesters can be used for carrots. You got to change out the chains on them, but it can be done.
I think in 19 they used the beet harvester for carrots. I'm sure CDP did that.
Yeah, gosh, I can't even think of what the name of that mod was. They're supposed to be bringing that back too. Maize
there
Plus.
Was a map.
Maize Plus, that's what.
Yeah.
Had onions and carrots and I think cabbage in it. Changed. Oh, I've run out of seed, gentlemen.
I'm about to. There was a map that had a load of custom crops on it. Red cabbage, normal cabbage, lettuce, carrots, onions. I can't think what it is.
Well,
2 sections.
Lancyboi had tomatoes and some, like he had rye and I think rice and something else on American Life Farming. And then Kaz64 always had custom stuff on all his maps too.
I don't remember which one it was. I just remember that it was like the map was in 2 sections. It was like a big, massive cliff. Down.
Maybe it was TNT because TNT always had weird stuff like that too, with the modded equipment as well.
Yeah, I reckon there must have been about 6 or 7 different crops on the one map.
good thing we don't own any fields. We can't see what the custom crops look like on this map because they're messed up on console anyway. So it's a good thing we're started from nothing.
It's what was alfalfa and clover, isn't it? Here.
Yep. That's 3 different kinds of grass for you to mow and bale.
Does mean more testing though. That's me spent ages trying to find a trigger.
This thing
That's all
had
you
brakes.
get. Just driving by. Drive by refill.
Well, on Calmston there was I think it was one of the I think it was that iceberg seed tender came out in 19 as well. There was a planter on that. You used to be able to refill that on while the other worker on you.
I wouldn't count on that, Chris, because they did it the opposite where you had to tet it 15 times before it was dry.
That Maze Plus is PC only, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. The straw one wasn't too bad. The console had. You have to add the molasses and stuff, and you can refill the bale time and the balers.
Yeah, I like that too. It was a nice add-on.
And then you had that pellet maker thing.
I used that
Didn't
stuff
really
quite a
use
bit. Oh, you're right. It stopped raining.
I can't imagine having to refill one of these with individual buckets on all these rows.
Oh, wouldn't you like that to be a mod? You could take your individual seed bags off the pallet and dump it into each box on each row. I don't know if I've ever seen a 16 row with individual seed boxes. I think 12 rows about as big as they really got.
Yeah, it's an option on this one to have the individual boxes, but I don't know. I just can't see using it.
I need to build a bigger stand for my seed tender because a lot of the trailers are a little too short to work with these. Which I may or may not get that done this weekend. We'll see how ambitious I am.
Did you have a chance to do anything with the methane? The silos.
No, I started with my oldest mods. Took a look at the toolbox. There's not really anything I can do with that. The sleep trigger, I'm going to add just a wardrobe trigger that you can haul around. I may take the wardrobe trigger off the sleep one, so you can either pick one or the other. You can have a wardrobe or a sleep instead of together. And I started
Or
work
could you
on
do all
the...
three?
Oh yeah, I could do all
Separate,
three.
or have them separate, or have a combined one for those who don't want a separate.
And I started work on getting the nurse tank, adding an engine and hoses. The engine, that's been done for a long time. I kind of finished the hoses, and I don't know. I don't like how they look, but I'll finish it and post some pictures and see what everybody thinks. Corrected the mistake on the one trailer, the one liquid trailer that had a little mislabeling. I got that fixed, so the seat tender's next after that. And then the silo, I think.
Really? Already?
That's interesting.
Is there anything released between there? I don't remember.
Not sure. There was a front box came out the other day, maybe last week. Thought it might be quite good. I think it might fit the toolbox in there. So, that'll make it mobile. So you've got to worry about strapping it down. But you had a good idea the other day, didn't you, Fezzik? I think it was last night we were talking about it. And I thought there was one on 19, but it turned out to be a slurry bag.
Oh yeah,
Oh, doing that, but as a grain bag.
mileage bag.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's take somebody
That would
probably
be cool.
smarter than me.
Well, you'd have to do some 3D modeling for that. You'd have to have bag equipment. And it was lofty goal, but it would probably be a pretty cool model once it was done.
Yeah, I thought there was one on 19, but when we had a look last night, it turns out it was a slurry bag that used to unroll off a roller.
Yeah.
And you had hoses and connect it.
Although nobody went with my rattle can tree removal idea either. Yet. Haven't seen that.
Well, that's a good idea. I just don't know how you would do it. I think there's a lot of people that would like to be able to spray them or mark them with a ribbon or something, because that would add a lot to that style of gameplay. I just don't know how to do it.
Yeah, that'd be the tricky part. It'd be cool though. Be able to mark a tree. And
Could you do it
go out
somewhere
and
like
mark a tree, you put an X on it, and then you get charged so much money for tree removal.
Could you do it somewhere like something similar to the detonator?
That's
mud.
That's possible, Chris. I've had that idea.
Spraying mud. Is that all the sewing? Oh,
That's all the sewing, other than potatoes, I think.
Sunflowers. Sunflowers and 7.
Oh, there's a sunflower one?
Yeah, 7. 17 grams, so it can't be that big. But I've probably got enough seeds.
Sunflower,
Do that.
field 7. Order back up.
I thought that looked interesting, Chris. That little tractor harvester. That
Oh
was
yeah, I was
something
fiddling with that
different.
this morning.
I was
I'm not
thinking
really
we
sure
might,
about that thing.
we should maybe add that to Home Acra.
Yeah, I was going to look at that and go through and put a list together. I didn't realise anybody wanted to do farming. I thought we were just going to get on and just
Oh
solely
well,
do logging.
all I did was put it on the server, and I deactivated everything that I knew for certain we would probably never really use, and left things that I thought we possibly could use. You know, I'd like to do kind of what Mr. Sealy P did in 19, where you know he did a ton of logging, but then created a little farm. I think that would be fun. Create, just thinking like strips of fields between trees would be kind of neat.
I'm up for doing the farming. I just thought when we decided on the logging that it would be logging. So. There's that wheel loader we've been using on Western Wilds. I think we should add that one. It's a really good wheel loader for once you get the hang of it, you can pick up 5 or 6 logs at once.
Oh, Chris says it's not a harvester, it's just a processor, so it just delimbs. Still, kind of a different way to do things.
Sure, yeah, doesn't it cut as well though?
That cuts as well.
Yeah, it cuts to length, but it won't cut a tree down, I don't think.
Yeah, no, yeah, you have to
No.
cut the tree down, bring it to it. But if you've got like a harvester and a nice big stack of logs, you can park that next to it.
It's got a pretty nice crane on it, so you're able to, turn your trees and get them lined up pretty good. I was fiddling with it this morning. I wasn't able to get it to clamp down, actually process the tree though. I don't know if it was the tree or the mod, because for some reason the tree kept falling through.
Well, I know with like the base game ones even, because you can do the same thing. You can cut a tree down and pick it up with that and process it. It's impossible to pick them up.
There used to be one in 19 that you could pick them up off the ground if they were cut. Sure, there was. You used to be able to tilt the head on it so it faced the ground. And then
Yeah.
clamp it that way.
Yeah, I used one of those before.
This is sunflower here, right?
I hope so. Yeah, that's the thing with 19 used to be field 7, sunflower, and we're in field 7. You used to get the warning, didn't you, on 19? Wrong crop.
Well, I was kind of frustrated when I hopped on, as we had a contract planting, I think it was canola, that we hadn't got finished yet, and so I was going to do it, and it said wrong season, and I thought, well, you ought to let me do it anyway. Let me have a problem. Kind of the only thing I really miss on this map is I wish he would have done more of a custom growth calendar so we could do some double cropping. I don't think he did it.
Yes, I happen to be CEO of Ford Motor Company.
Yeah, it looks pretty standard.
Movement and
I'll be curious to see what seasons look like in the next version of this game.
I get
Not
why
really
they've
sure
probably taken. Sorry, go on.
I was gonna say I'm not really sure we're gonna see anything too terribly complicated out of Giants, just because I
Well,
don't think they want to make it too difficult and turn people off.
I bet what they do is bring back geos. That's what I bet we see in the next version. That way, they don't have to do anything. They can have their standard geo, but you need to have geos as mods because then it lets people customize it and then they don't have to do anything. People can create whatever geos they want and then we can just go from there.
Yeah, that's what I hope they do.
I quite like the drying of grass, leaving it in the field,
Oh
and
yeah,
things like that. And
I'd have liked to seen that too. That drives me nuts.
and if you don't put stuff in a covered trailer or undercover, because essentially you don't need to cover anything up. Even with you could even have your vehicle maybe if they weren't undercover.
He worked for
Take some damage,
them before,
slight
Carrie,
damage over time.
and from what I gathered, he
Left out to the elements.
didn't have very much to do with this season's for some odd reason.
Because in that way, if you've got to dry your grass and you've got to get it in before it rains, it kind of makes watching the weather a little bit more. Actually, I don't watch the weather. I don't look at the weather.
Well, right, or if the weather's not going to hold or if it's going to rain, well, yeah, then now you can take a tedder out, ted it and make your hay because it's going to rain.
Yeah. Well, I think you're still going to need to ted it anyway, yeah. Because in real life, you still ted it to turn it.
No,
So
we've
that,
never turned it or tedded it here, unless it gets rained on.
We do, yeah. Well, we did on the farm I used to work on 20 odd years ago. Used to leave it
Yeah, I don't
out
think
for you.
I've never actually seen a tedder in my life.
We ted it and it kind of turns it, helps turn it over to help it dry out quicker.
Now there are a couple people that have had windrow inverters and they flip the windrow over, but that's about it. And they're not used very often. They just have them in case it gets rained on. You can turn it over and dry it back out, but I've never actually seen a tedder in the flesh in my life. It all just gets cut, and when we cut it into a windrow. Usually leave it for a day. Then we'll windrow the windrows into a bigger windrow,
Yeah.
and then bale it.
But even if they did it like you said, if it's gonna rain and you want to get it in, then if it takes a whole game day or something to dry out, or it's gonna rain, then you ted it so you can pick it up quicker. Otherwise, you can't really pick up. I really want to be picking up wet grass. So I suppose you'd need something with the weather. But then I could see if you had geos, I could see a lot of people in the UK swapping the geos. It never stops raining. But yeah, that was one thing I liked, and stuff being covered up.
Well, the geos just lended to playing the game how you want to play it. If you want to play on, I guess if you wanted to play on Lucas Island and have the Snowy Lands geo, you could do that. Now you're just stuck with however the map maker codes it, which is fine because they code it to how they want it to be done, but doesn't allow any flexibility on the player's end, which is typically what Giants is all about. So I think that's something we'll see fixed in the next one. That's just what I think.
I think it would add more of more scenarios you can set up for each map. It's not a case of you've got the map and this is how it's set up, but then just by adding a geo
Well, especially like you want to take like a logging map. Okay, you can play it so it's pretty dry, with geos, or you could make it so it snows all the time. which really changes how you play if you could use some different geos.
Right, we've got potatoes left. Fertilizer. And
Oh, I
two
was
cultivators.
thinking 2 of us with the big tractors could go cultivate, and then I don't know, somebody can fertilize, or you can start potatoes if you want.
I don't know, I think I'll do that. What fields of potatoes here? I don't think it was that big. Field. 30. Where's field 30? Oh, it's down in the corner, yeah. If you just want to do the cultivating, I'll go down and do the potatoes. Close enough, I can run backwards and forwards to. Don't need to worry about an auger like that.
I don't know how that works for sure, Carrie. In my Discord, you might ask Gaming Joy because I know he's got a custom one, some double
Now, when I've done
cropping.
that, I can at least jump on and do some fertilizer.
Maybe you can take a look at that and edit it to how you want. We're gonna need some sort of, have to lease another cultivator of some sort, but can do whatever Fezzik wants to lease he can.
Mm-hmm.
We'll do 21 first, Fezzik, and then we'll do 16. We'll just, whenever I feel like ending the stream on 16, I'll end it. That'd have been a nice idea, Chris, because that would give the modders a little more to work with too. Give them some idea how to change it and how to make it different. Oh, that worked well. I dropped it right in the fence. Oh, documentation? I don't think they know what that is.
We not have the potato house, cedar.
Oh, did I?
So I can at least.
I may not have borrowed. Like I said, they don't stay very long, so I accept things really quickly.
And fast, yeah. You can use all the seed for unloading.
Something I also think we'll see in the next game is I think we're finally going to get bushels instead of liters as an option. Because I remember early, like maybe even before the game came out or right when the game came out, Kermit was doing one of his community spotlights, and Kermit even complained about not having bushels. You need to be able to draw your own nav meshes in the game carry, so you can put a fence down and then you can put a nav mesh inside it. Or once you complete a fence, uh, the game the game knows to build a nav mesh inside of it. Then we can all have custom animal pens. And you don't need to place a pen down. You can just make your own.
And you just pull forward a sec.
Yeah, it'll be just a minute.
The only thing I haven't quite figured out how they do with custom nav meshes is how do you get it, do you just have placeable food points and water points? I'm about to drive off the map. There's a few variables around how to make all that work and work, how we picture it in our head carry, but it would be neat if they could pull something like that off. This has been harvested. Pretty sure this is sorghum that's been harvested. Yeah, see? Harvested sorghum. Nor do I care what's wrong with it. If they're gonna pay me to cultivate it, I'm gonna put it back in the ground.
We harvested that field last week after the stream ended. It might have been done by then before with AI.
That's it.
Nice. Some potatoes.
What are you trying to watch in, Carrie? Hey, CBW. Thanks for stopping by, buddy. Happy Sunday indeed. Are you going to be live here shortly yourself? Well, we'll be wrapping up in about 20 minutes, so you guys can head from here over to CBW. Oh, I'm probably going to get a nap in myself this afternoon. Gonna eat lunch as soon as we shut down here. And then I gotta get stuff ready for this afternoon for tonight for ATS. Then I'll probably take a nap. Thanks for stopping in, Carrie. Good to have you. Feel free to hop on the server with us sometime if you want. Let me know if you don't have the information in Discord, but I can get you hooked up with it. I might have this field done by the time Pheasant gets here.
Yeah, no, seems like it's taking forever.
Probably been here already if we were running John Deere's instead of these red tractors.
Nothing wrong with the red tractors.
Well, that's debatable. Oh, he brought a big one now.
Tractor, big cultivator.
Helps if you put it down, though.
The button.
Gosh, I got that on stream too. According to my thing, a whole whopping 5 people watched you do that. Which is probably 3 of us, so 2 other people.
6 people. Yeah, it was bound to happen eventually.
That's alright, I've had mistakes myself today, so... Oh, you make a different texture too. That's gonna make things look weird.
Interesting. Though. How fast are you pulling that one?
9.
Oh, okay, same speed.
This tractor pulls it in an odd gear, it like idles.
Well, I haven't tried it yet, but sometimes I think it would be better to manual shift them tractors.
There's a mod we have on PC. I haven't set it up, where you can quick change between automatic and manual, which would be nice. That's what I have ATS set up that way, so if I want to use manual, I can just push a button and then I can do the shifting. Or I can push a button and it goes back to automatic, which is really ideal. There are certainly some times where the game does not pick a good gear.
Well, I feel like when you're in some of the, manual transmission tractors, when the game shifts, and especially when you're setting off, it just seems like it doesn't get into the gears right. I think a lot of tractors would perform a little bit better from stop if we were manually shifting it.
Yeah, it need a little shift adjustment to the shift strategy that the game uses needs a little adjustment. But that's again, it's a new feature to 22. Everything in 19 had a CVT, so it's much nicer to hear tractors actually go through the gears and work a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, I definitely like having the different transmissions, hearing the gear changes, having the tractor perform like it's changing gears. Especially in the older stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna say, especially on the older stuff, it makes a big difference. The immersion is much better.
Yeah. Just that some of the older tractors, the transmissions are so accurate, you shift ranges and gears, and then it's hard to figure out without a lot of practice where you need to be for different implements and different jobs and things. You really got to put a lot of time into a tractor shifting it yourself.
Well, and then I think Chris in chat uses manual transmissions a lot of the times. And I think you can get away with using a smaller tractor than you really need if you're using manual.
Yeah, so that's the kind of thing that I often wonder about.
Do you guys use manual when you play Forza?
Tukey does. I don't know if anybody else does, so I know one of us does. I don't. I use automatic.
Well, I used to play Forza with my brothers, and Coughlin and my brothers, they use manual transmission, and it does give you a little overall smart.
When I play Gran Turismo, using shifting gears manually makes a significant difference because you're making better use of using the engine to slow the car down going into the corners, and you can time your shifts a lot better coming out of the corners.
Yeah, if you're good with a manual transmission, Forza Gran Turismo, you can pretty much make time, or you'll run faster times if you use manual, because the game occasionally will get you stuck in a gear. You're like, will you just downshift, or will you shift up? But it doesn't do it. So if you have manual, you have control over it, and you can actually do it properly if you're practiced enough to do it properly.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the thing. I mean, sometimes what I'll do is use automatic until I learn a track. And then once I learn the track, then I'll switch to manual and start learning the gears for each corner.
I've always been automatic, but the last time I played with my brothers, he was saying that you use manual gears. That's why you get to the edge, especially on the starts. And then I started trying to practice with manual gears, and surprisingly, it wasn't that hard on Forza to learn. So. I was really getting ahead stuff. Maybe come and join you next year, next spring when the new Forza comes out. After I get some practice. Everybody's using automatic, and I'll learn manual.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what I want to do with that one, because for sure, because that one's going to be all pavement, tarmac. I'm gonna get the wheel back out for that.
I've never raced with a wheel, not really.
It's easier with a controller, but I think it's one of those things where when you're right on the edge, then I think a wheel is a little bit better because you can really kind of fine tune your driving around corners. But like Forza Horizon, the controller's way easier because counter steering with a wheel is really hard.
The good thing with track racing is literally you could just take a corner back and then just end your whole race.
Yeah, you gotta hope everybody else messes up too.
But when I play with my brothers, we're so evenly matched that it's literally any races and you wouldn't. It literally comes down to seconds sometimes. It's good to play some games with my brothers again as well, though, because no matter that, we're interested in farming simulators. So. Oh, I think I was just about managed to do this potato field with the seed that we had left over.
I think there was just a little bit left in that the auger wagon too.
Might load that into seed but then unload it so it goes to powerful. Leave it at the store. Yeah, I didn't even fill this potato planter. So we've got 2,500 litres left. One more pass left.
Must have started on a small field, huh?
Yeah, fill 30, bottom left hand corner is only small. There you go.
Oh, well, that's not a bad potato contract.
I have to use that pull behind. I think it's worth getting a harvester for it.
You know what I'd kind of like to see is now that we have the Kubota pack, I'd like to see them put the mid-size versatile tractors in.
Oh, there's a modder that's gonna do them. I can about guarantee it because I've already seen them.
Oh, really? Yeah, because the Kubotas, the M7 and the M8 are actually versatile.
Yeah, they're built by Versatile.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I seen a guy working on those actually before the Kubota pack was released.
Oh, nice.
So, well, for PC anyway, I suspect we'll see him. Now, the next game, you'll see him for sure on console because we'll be able to reskin him. But, you know, we can't touch them now.
Yeah.
They're all locked away. An interesting thing that, because CB was a little worried what we could do with the AGI pack, they actually released like the framework of the DLC on their developer network where we get all the test runner tools and GE and stuff from. They released that over there too, so we could get the Westfield logos and we could use all those grain bins and stuff too, so we could actually mod them. So that AGI dryer bin, I'm going to assume that that new corn dryer pack that's been going through testing will use that AGI dryer bin setup.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I can't seem to unload the seed. I'll have to give that AGA pack another look and see whether I can work out how to do the update.
Yeah, I haven't really looked at that very much. I just used my first flat bin with auger just the other day on Southern Crossing.
I want to use them on here. And I
Yeah,
added the AGI pack. I don't know if it's showing up either.
Yeah, didn't you cancel it off though? Because mine was showing it was an update, but it was not. I couldn't find any way to update it.
I don't ever remember taking it off. But I don't know. I may have.
Well, you must have, otherwise I wouldn't have been able to get on. Because it was on, and then I tried to get on, and it was saying that it needed an update, but I can't update it for some reason. I don't know whether that's because I'm on Xbox or whether anybody else has issues. I know there was some stuff on Facebook not being able to do it. I just presumed that once the 1.6 came out, that would fix that. It doesn't seem to. I think it was last week we removed it to the
Farmer Klein hinted at last night that Precision Farming should be getting an update soon.
Yeah, it's something that I haven't really messed with much either, just because people are having so many issues that kind of bailed out on it.
Yeah, I'd like to run it on here, but there's just a few too many issues, so hopefully maybe it'll update roughly the same time Stone Valley gets it to update, and we'll be able to just redo it all in one fell swoop and add it in.
Yeah, I see so many complaints with that. I'd rather just leave it, wait till it's fixed. And then play.
It's nice to use it once you kind of get the hang of it. You only got to fertilize once, and it shows you on the mini map where you haven't fertilized.
Hmm.
That'd be a nice feature to have.
Oh, there's a big bump there.
Okay.
Why is that percentage reserved for contract work on doing contract?
It's actually kind of nice to get some valuable practice in on the articulated tractor today. A little bit more comfortable with it.
Yeah, when it don't lag me out like it did back there. They're not too bad to use. You get used to them. They're not my go-to or my preference by any means, but they work.
I think I would use them more. I just got to get used to it. My default go-to tractor is typically a fast track lately.
Anything old for me.
Yeah, I like the old tractors too. But the thing for old tractors, you have a lot more options on PC than we do on console.
Yeah, we do have a few more. And with that pass, I think I'm going to shut her down, boys.
No worries.
I appreciate everybody stopping in, coming out, and enjoying the stream. Thanks, Fezzik and Hydra, for joining me on stream today. I appreciate it. And I
No
will
problem.
catch you guys later. Try and keep it
It was a
shiny
good time.
side up.